Resident Evil 4 released as a GameCube exclusive in 2005. I remember playing Resident Evil 3 and seeing the theater sign, Biohazard 4 coming soon. That was a cool Easter egg, and it was exciting to know that a new game was coming for one of your favorite franchises. However, in 2005, my attention was set deep into the PlayStation 2, and Resident Evil 4 was the game that got away. Eventually, I got an Xbox 360, and Resident Evil 5 was on my radar. I'd completely forgot about the fourth title. I played Resident Evil 5 and was absolutely disappointed. Imagine going from Resident Evil 3 to Resident Evil 5. That's not how I knew this franchise. The complaints from the hardcore survival horror fans were coming in. We want horror, not action. After the disappointment of Resident Evil 5, I was talking to a friend who told me to play Resident Evil 4, and that I had missed out on the greatest, yes, he said the greatest Resident Evil yet. So by this point, I had a GameCube, but the game had been ported to the PS2. But I was in high school, I didn't have a job, I wanted to know if it was worth spending the saved up money I had. I didn't want another disappointment like the fifth game. I watched a few videos of the game and couldn't get past the action I was seeing. Now, when the game was being talked about, I'd see it in magazines, and it looked good. But now that I'm seeing video of it, Leon doing suplex wrestling moves and roundhouse kicks, it instantly turned me away. And I said, nope. We get to the year 2020. We're in a pandemic. If I'm ever going to give this game a shot, it was now. And I got it HD remastered on the PS4, and I played it to the finish. Man, I was wrong. Yes, Resident Evil 4 has some action aspects, however, it still had horror. The village setting in the beginning set the tone, but being surrounded by villagers who are infected by a mind-controlling parasite made me feel uneasy. I constantly felt hunted in this game. I knew he was there because what everyone speaks of when it comes to this game, the chainsaw guy. He appears multiple times and you're never ready. You hear the chainsaw starting up and it's go time. Put a plan together. Another part of this game that freaked me out were the monks, also known as zealots. They have a terrifying chant and walk around in black robes. Absolutely creepy. The enemies in the game are smarter than they've ever been before. If you want to try to conserve ammo by running, good luck. In the village, I had so many possessed villagers chasing me, I panicked and ran inside a house, blocked the door, ran up the steps, and went out on the roof. As I was collecting my thoughts and trying to put a plan together, the next thing I know, they broke in and are climbing out the window onto the roof to get me. Nightmares. These are nightmares. Anyway, let me get to the story itself. I love how at the beginning cutscene of the game, it uses footage from the first and third game, recapping the events of the outbreak in Raccoon City. It is now 2004, and Leon now works for the US government as an agent. He is set out on a mission to rescue the president's daughter, Ashley, who had been abducted by a cult. I'll leave it at that, because if you haven't played it, don't wait any longer. Don't be like me. I was fully interested in this story once I began, from the start to the finish. Leon goes through the frightening village, and the mission even leads him to a castle. I was on the edge of my couch the entire time. I felt they only gave me enough ammo to make it. There were times I was thinking, I'm almost out of ammunition, what am I gonna do? And thankfully, I'd come across some. We also were introduced to the merchant. What a likable guy. His sayings, still to this day, are favorites of the Resident Evil community.
I'll buy it at a high price. Got some rare things on sale, stranger. Is that all, stranger? Not enough cash, stranger. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Now that I have said so many nice things about this game, I will say this. Even though I enjoyed my playthrough, I enjoyed the difficulty, the boss battles, it's a really good Resident Evil game. I still believe, though, that this game started the decline of the franchise for the next 12 years. The action and horror felt 50-50 in RE4. But as the sequels came, the action took over the horror. When you hear Resident Evil, you don't think of a military shooter. You think of survival. And RE4 was good, but it ushered in Resident Action Adventure. In 2017, with the 7th major installment in the series, Capcom got this thing back on track. So yes, I was wrong. Resident Evil 4 is a really good game. But is it the best Resident Evil? In my opinion, no.